Well, no playoff, but we got a bowl. What is this? The ReliaQuest Bowl? I guess they pay some. What do they do? I don't know. It's in a bowl game. A bowl. We in a bowl. Who do we have to blame for this mess? Roll Tide, everybody. Roll Tide, roll Tide. We are here. We are making it happen. Roll Tide. Welcome to the end of the regular season. And welcome to Tide Sports and Alabama Football Megacast. We are the people's Crimson Tide broadcast, where we talk all things Alabama athletics, football, basketball, maybe a little gymnastics, and all the little obstacles that get in the way of the Crimson Tide, get in our way of reaching our next championship, whether it be conference championship or whatever. Anyway, Tide fans, God bless you. It's been a long season. I'm praying with you. We want things to get better. But right now, please give a brother a tip. Just give me a tip on the way in and smack that subscribe button and link up with Old Tite right here on Tite Sports. We are here. We are on our way to 3,000 subscribers. A lot of people don't believe it, but with your help, Tite Sports will be heard by Bama fans around the globe and hated by the others wherever they may be listening in their pea-stained underwear. You know what I'm saying? Roll Tide, baby. Roll Tide. Welcome. Hey, folks, there are many tacks I could take this show today, but I have to cover who brought Bama to the doorstep of the ReliaQuest Bowl. I can't even say it. It's an IT firm, by the way. They do IT stuff, and we talking IT. You could be talking about anything, but I just leave it at that. Don't nobody know who they are. At least if it was CarQuest, I kind of know where it's supposed to be. Car parts or something, maybe a couple stores. But who we going to blame for this? Kalen DeBoer. Duh. He's the man in charge. And am I blaming him for something absolutely awful? No, I give him credit, and he takes fault as well. Now, his failure was not leading his offensive and defensive coordinators and prepping them for what they were about to get themselves into. Matter of fact, during the interview, if he had told them, like, this is how it is in the SEC, blah, 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 they may not have took the job. Sheridan Show could have stayed on the other side of the Mississippi and probably just be happy right now, just happy than a hog and slop. But now he down here thinking he could throw the ball 45 times anywhere in the SEC, let alone in Neyland Stadium when he can't hear nothing. And then I blame DeBoer a little bit too, because although we 9 wins, 750, 0.75 or 75% winning percentage, that's not bad. But a lot of times he kept acting like he was coaching in the Pac-12. All that finesse stuff. Oh, we're going to trick him. We're going to go 4-5 wide. Then we're going to run the quarterback. Try to get him murdered. You know what I'm saying? Man, he had to learn that make them quit doesn't mean that they just gonna up jump the boogie and just give it up. Just gonna quit. We don't want to do this no more. It's Alabama coming. No, make them quit. Man, you gotta pop them in the mouth, pop them in the mouth, pop them in the mouth, bust them in the mouth, drop kick them in the chest, then bust them in the mouth, and keep busting them into the mouth till they say, "Hey, man, I don't want to do this no more." But everybody knows this. Let's look at Texas. You know, why they lose Georgia? Toughness. And then I think we had a problem where we were, from the top down, seemed like we weren't respecting the opponents and the pass. I look back at this team, even beyond this last year's team against Michigan, and go back and say, how did that team win? You know, you just don't walk up in Dunkin' Donuts, start frying donuts because that's what Krispy Kreme is doing, and vice versa. You don't start baking them when you got all that grease hanging around Krispy Kreme. You got to look at the past and be like, how were they successful? Can I add some nuances there? You know, kind of the way Kiffin added some nuances to what Saban wanted to do. But to come in and say, okay, this game we're gonna do it like that, but you know, we're gonna get some rest. We're gonna get some rest against Vanderbilt. That's what we're gonna do. They run that triple option, but our guys, we're gonna athleticize them. Wrong. Well, no, wrong. No, you're not. You're gonna respect them. At least DC told me who was coming. He's the one got on the phone and said, hey man, you know, Jared Kill don't work at Arizona no more. He work at Vanderbilt, and he brought about 6-7 players with him, including Pavia. Now, I didn't say, no. That team did what most teams could not do in the haunted Jordan-Hare Stadium. They beat Auburn at home, unranked. So as soon as he told me that, I paid attention. I don't think Caleb DeBoer and staff was paying attention. They just saw Vandy and was like, it's been 40 years. They're not going to do it. Wrong. There are no cakewalks, gentlemen, in the SEC. You know, I know he wasn't intimate with the intensity of the games. I don't think they took the Sooners serious until the second quarter because they went in there trying to play against their pass it, giving them more respect for their passing game than they had for their passing game because they didn't hardly pass at all. Little short, quick ones, but they predominantly ran the ball with their quarterback, which is something they've been doing. But it's no cakewalks. Even our out-of-conference games were ridiculously competitive. When you think about USF, that guy wanted to beat us and beat us bad. That's the kind of guy, I think, you walking past him at the bar, he may just crack a bottle upside your head. He just wants to win. Don't blame him. West Kentucky was kind of in, Mercer. They was in it for about 2 series, but that's it. But there ain't no cakewalks. And after this, what's going on with this thing, and Greg Sankey and the AD Burns, everybody want to change the non-conference schedule. I'm cool with it. Change it. Let's play the Massachusetts 4A high school champion for a non-conference game. Let's bring them to the SEC. Let's not even play around with it. Let's just win, baby. Let's go back to the 80s or the 90s when Miami got it rolling, playing a bunch of basketball schools. Is that what we're gonna do? Matter of fact, DC suggested we would do this. I don't care nothing about the SEC. I do. I've chanted SEC a couple times, but it ain't that serious. Hey, let's go out to the Mountain West, get us some credibility. Let's win that conference. Have a bigger travel cost, but let's be the team that we need to be so we don't have to worry about losing 3 games for quite some time. But I digress. But enough about that. I hear a lot of people talking about the committee did us wrong. Committee got it right. In my personal opinion, the committee did their jobs, folks. Whether it was to generate money, generate intrigue, generate competitive playoffs, they did their job. Guess who didn't do their job? Alabama Crimson Tide coaching staff. Couple players blew up every once in a while, but the coaching staff did not do their job. That's why they're 9-3. That's why we're going to the, what was it again? CarQuest? Toothpaste called Crest? ReliQuest Bowl, whatever it is. That's why we're going there. Bama didn't do their job. I knew it was over after Oklahoma lost after we got smacked down, not just lost. It wasn't like, oh, field goal, oh, mistaken, got a safety at the end. Oh, he ran the punt all the way back. Or was it another kick sissy? No, it wasn't close. It was like Cam in the third quarter of the Iron Bowl, whatever it was, 24-3. Are you kidding me? You don't deserve to be in those playoffs. That's all right, man. It's all right. It's your first year. It's your first year. You don't deserve, man. That was terrible. If you flip the losses around a little bit, let's say you did Oklahoma back in September, and everybody be like, well, the GOAT wouldn't have let that happen. And then you lost to Vanderbilt. They were like, what's going on here? And then you lost to Tennessee, but Tennessee, well, they lost to Vanderbilt and Oklahoma. There's no way they was going to beat Tennessee at home. Everybody be like, yeah. But then you would have squeaked out you got the Georgia win. You dominated LSU. Looks a little different, don't it? Not to me. You still lost to Oklahoma, who stink. You hear me? They stink, they stink, they stink. You know what stinks worse than Oklahoma? Alabama Chris Tide doing that game. That's the truth. If you don't like it, hey, I can't help you. Got to do your job, folks. So here's where the committee failed. I've been talking with DC going back and forth with this for a while. Before I get into that, let me check the what you call this stuff, the chat. Who's in here today? Auburn Addicts. Where Bama is not in title run mode is the haters. Auburn Iron Bowl win and we're off. Not off your ass. Get the boy straight tight. Hey, I gotta tell them the truth. I can't lie to nobody. I got a connection with Christ. I don't run around here lying to folks. We're gonna be in the playoffs next year. Anyway, here's where the committee failed. Now, I've been arguing with DC about this for a minute. Somebody from a Power 4 team is going to get worked in this playoffs. You hear me? Get ready for it. It's a new world, but somebody's going to get worked, okay? The tournament, I'm going to say it, is too small. These are the conferences with NCAA memberships or however they do it to call themselves a football bowl division team. The American Athletic Conference. Y'all ever heard of that? Conference USA, the Sun Belt Conference. Yeah, sounds silly. It's a Sun Belt. I was in high school. A guy wrote some. Shout out to you where you are. Man changed his life around by joining the Marines. He wore some shoes to school. They were called Sun Belts. When I tell you, now you can't do this in 2024. But in 1986, they rode that man like that was 1985. They rode that man down to the ground. I mean, they cracked on him all day. I mean, it was like 3 hours in scene, just all day long. They was brand new, and it was Sun Belts. Nobody ever heard of it. Anyway, the Mountain West and the Pac-12 is not dead. They're supposed to be reforming something like a Spawn or something. I think we need to go to an 11-game series, 11-game regular season, and all champions of all 9 or 10, whatever it is, conferences, everybody gets in. Everybody gets in. This is my show, doggone it. Everybody getting in. And then you give it time. I know Alabama next year when we square up against pick a team. Who won the Sun Belt? Was it was Memphis? Memphis lost to somebody. Whoever one of them teams, of course, say South Alabama, for instance. They win their conference championship and they gotta play Georgia. They're gonna get tore out of the frame. That's fine. Get them their check and let them build. You will improve the parity over time. They know that because their conference is gonna be better. You allow time for the parity to improve. Now, I'm not talking about equality, parity. Some conferences may have several representatives. SEC is always going to send probably more representatives for a while under my scenario, which is an 18-team playoff, 6 first-round byes, right? And then we got another 12 teams playing in the first round. That's how we're going to do it. Something like that and keep it moving. Got 6 of them. Matter of fact, I got to redo that. I think it's 20 teams, somewhere around there, but we got to let all 10 champions in. And I know the SEC deserves more representation. I know you think the Big Ten deserves more representation. I think that the ACC probably deserves a little more representation. Miami could have been in there, SMU along with Clemson. But we got to work this thing out. I think I did my brackets wrong, but that's okay. We need more people in there because it's totally unfair to like have a team just go out and say, son, with you, we're going to win a conference championship. And so what we're going to do after that? Coach. Well, we're going to go home with our jackets and we're going to get a little ring. It's not going to be 24 karat gold. It's going to probably be 10K. No, we win the conference championship, son. We go to the national playoffs and we get you on the big stage because I want to start you as a freshman. And then the guy won the conference championship 2 years ago. Running back dude look kind of suspect, or he was a senior. I'll take a chance with him. I'll make a roll. Remember the 1980s, man. After Bear Bryant and after Herschel did his thing in 1980, won the championship, SEC was void of national championships all the way to 92, then in 98 with Tennessee. But the SEC worked their way up. They had a chance somehow to work their way up from the cellar of college football, because you got to remember Nebraska, Oklahoma, Miami, not Michigan. Notre Dame was in there somewhere. Everybody was doing their thing. Alabama works its way up. How did that happen? I don't really know all the details of how that happened. All I know is a bunch of pros still went to the professional, came out of the SEC. They just never played in the national championship. They came out of LSU. They came out of Auburn. The Rockers and the Bo Jackson and all these people, Lionel James. We had Bobby Humphrey and Derrick Thomas and Cornelius Bennett. All these people came out of Alabama. But what was the titles? It was a little disrespect going on, I surmise. And that's the same disrespect like right now. Army's 11-1. Who cares? I think it's unpatriotic on the side a little bit, because I know what them guys go do after they graduate. Their quarterback has already signed up for the infantry, by the way, just in case you wanted to know. I will be watching the Army-Navy game. But that ain't right. 11-1? Oh, they got to beat everybody on their schedule. Well, that's impossible. It's just hard. The mighty Texas didn't beat everybody on their schedule. Who's undefeated? Oregon? They still got to come play some folks outside of the Big Ten. I just think that has to change. But as for the Tide, what can we start doing today? What does Coach DeBoer needs to be working on right now? I think you need to take this practice time that you're getting. A lot of teams don't have this practice time. Hold on for a minute. Let me go back to my chat here. What up, Water Cooler? Water Cooler Talk Podcast. I would say probably, I'm going to say it's you got Water Cooler Talk Podcast, you got Bubba and Old Man, you got Auburn Addicts, you got Sharpshooters Podcast, then you got, it's probably top 5. You want to lock those in, you make sure you subscribe to those channels. What's going on with you, man? Chapman family, I believe you two is better. It better be better, but I do believe that as well. Chatham family, thank you for joining me today. Do you guys sing, by the way? Like the Partridge Family? Just wondering. Thank you for dropping. Let's see. He had on them sunbelts. Yes, he did have on sunbelts. He had on sunbelts. Have you seen the sunbelts? I think you just walk into I think it was a Kmart. They were hanging right there on the rack, right next to the cotton candy. Water Cooler. James Madison. Yeah, James Madison. I think they FCS. I try to tell people, I ain't trying to let all the FCS schools into the tournament, but you know what? If you want to get crazy, they get crazy. What is it? 133, 134 FBS schools. You want to go with another 80 school? I don't care. That's going to be too much, but let's do it. So I know where Alabama's going to be. See, here's the thing. People say, well, this guy's an Alabama fan. It's the duality of people that people have in America. And as a sports fan, I'm telling you, I'm not worried about Alabama getting into – I wasn't worried about them getting into a 12-team playoff until my coach left. Didn't know what I was going to get. I think he should have got in from being 10-2 Oklahoma threw a monkey wrench in all our dreams. So next year, he got to get himself together, take it serious. Like I said, take your practice time seriously and make the most of this time as you're getting ready for this bowl game. It's me says, have you heard Ryan has an offer from the Ducks? Who is Ryan? Ryan. Matt Ryan? Ryan or Prime? Ryan. Which Ryan? Tell me which Ryan that is. It's me. So I was, what's up? It's me. They talking to each other. Brotherly love in the chat. It's all good, brother. Christmas is here. Auburn Addicts. Who reported that is me. So they're having a conversation. So the Tide is be taking their practice time serious. And this is what I mean. Don't assume because you playing Michigan and Michigan seem to be off that we're going to win this game. Same rules apply. You're going there throwing the ball over 35 times. Don't take that run. Don't take that run offense serious. You will get run out of that stadium. Now, I sort of believed after the first time when Nick Saban lost to Florida that he didn't concentrate on Utah. You can take that tack if you want to. You can get just more embarrassed by them this year than we did kind of last year. It was a loss last year. But you can go in there and get embarrassed at the ReliaQuiz Bowl by Michigan. You better deliver a national title. And I think with this group, you really need to be focusing on the toughness because the bully takes all here in this game. Now, if you play that finessing stuff, we'll lose. See Ohio State. They're about as finessey as you can get. They do have, tough. They have an athletic defense, but when they was fighting over that flag thing, I don't think they're that tough. Also, they got to focus on the portal. Courtney Morgan, I'm sure he's on the phone. He got 2 cell phones to his ear and a laptop on each knee. Right now, in the portal right now is Kobe Prentice, junior wide receiver. Salute to you. Made some contributions. K-Law, Kendrick Law is gone. Bye-bye. Danny Lewis, a redshirt sophomore, is out. Didn't hear too much from Danny. Keanu Colt, he got into some issues or had some issues, and it was a speeding thing, and they said some other off-field stuff was going on with him. He was in the linebacker rotation, but a redshirt junior is gone. Naquil Bertrand. Just in case I see this big brother in the street, I want to get it right. Mr. Bertrand. He is out of here. He just got here last year from Texas A&M. I didn't even know he's still a redshirt freshman here. So I guess he'll be a sophomore wherever he shows up. He's gone. So it's a lot of stuff to do. Jahil Hurley is a safety that entered into the transfer portal as a redshirt freshman. Didn't hear nothing from him. This is a big one, a redshirt freshman. Hunter Osborne. Now he's one of the defensive linemen. He said, I'm out. It's kind of early in the game. He and Jaheim Otis, who's a sophomore, he's dipping. And those are really the biggest losses because of the defensive line. But I do think they're already trying to fill those needs in the portal or to transfer some kind of way. Like Steve Mboma. Is that right? Mboma. He's from Cameroon, but he's by way of Canada, where he's playing over in Mississippi right now. And if I could describe him to you, just if you look at me, right? If I pull this up, right, you'll see it's about 25 pounds of blubber blocking my six-pack. Well, he don't have that blubber. And then right here, when you look at the muscle that I have, he don't have to push his up like this. Like he don't have to do that. Dude is a specimen. He's a specimen. And when he hits folks' children, you want to call the police. You do. I've seen it. It's not cute. Go back. You go back and look at my recruiting films where I broke him down. You see a guy, it's a Canadian Mountie sitting on a horse. Click on that. Before you do, put your jock strap on and wear your mouthpiece. Because that man be rattling folks' skulls out there. Okay, who is this? It's me says he saw something on X, said a shoe deal was included. Oh, you're talking about Ryan Williams? Oh, yeah. I can absolutely, if you're not willing to put out big money, or if you just think somebody just offends your level of sensibility, you can't do it. We are liable to lose every starter we got, depending on how much people think they can get. NIL always knew the numbers were going to go spectacularly high, and then it would settle back down because eventually they're going to look at themselves of those products. They're going to look at that, what are we getting out of this? And say, well, the NIL, if the NIL don't do it, we as a school, we can't do it. As a collective, we can't pay somebody $1.75 million and not win. Because the first thing they're going to want to do is to end the contract and run the kid off. You got to get people that want to be there. If Ryan Williams, DC talked about this, if the going rate, he didn't say when the going, he said, would y'all pay him $1 million a year? I said, it really depends on what the going rate for a top-notch receiver would be. Now, with the guy going to Michigan getting, almost $3 million a year? A lot of stuff has changed. But there's some quarterbacks on that team, they're going to want to get paid. Like, I've been here. I've been in the game. I ain't doing nothing wrong. They're going to be leaving. There are 1,199 people in the portal right now. 9 people are already committed. I don't know how that's possible, but they were all teams, I think, that are not involved in bowl games. I'm not even sure about that because I think I saw Kansas. But it's what they call it's a whole new world, of course, that we're getting used to. Let's see. I hear that's how they got offered. Ryan Williams. I've been preparing so much, I just slipped my brain. I got enough people. And that list I gave you, that was 8 people. I think there's another person that's not on my list, and it's going to be increasing. Let's just hope we don't hit 30 like when Saban retired. Let's see what else we got here. Water cooler. James Madison's in the Sun Belt, and Marshall won the Sun Belt this year. Yeah, Marshall. Yeah, see, if Marshall was to line up against Georgia lost their quarterback. Is Georgia going to be taken out of the playoffs now? Never mind. If Marshall lined up against Texas right now, they get tore out the frame. But if they keep at it, like the little engine that could, in 5 years, they might show you something. But if you never give them the chance to say, well, we automatically don't get in, so son, you got to stay here in West Virginia. Marshall is in West Virginia, right? Stay here in West Virginia, play for Marshall because we are Marshall, the whole big chant. I'm telling you, especially if they go to that place where White Chocolate and Randy Moss is from. I can't think of the name of it. Something in West Virginia. There's some athletes over there, according to the documentaries I have seen. But give them a chance. They can make it wrong. But right now, if Marshall plays Texas, they'll get their brains beat in. That's just how I go sometimes for a little bit. Said Auburn, say the Auburn Addicts. Bro, if y'all lose him too, wow. Yeah, but what can you do other than go get somebody else? Maybe you'll get a junior, take that money, take his money, break it in little pieces, give it to some JUCO person that's hungry. You want people that's hungry, not the people that's just making money, making plays, and Ryan got work to do. He might find a place where he can better do it. I told y'all, I said when Caleb left, Downs left, I said, I could really see Caleb leaving again. And like, why? Come to Georgia, go to Florida, not state, go to Miami, more money. And then go to, because he guaranteed to go to the NFL at this point. So I think he led both teams in tackling probably. Be a third team. He can play. He can flat out play. He's been that way, according to a friend of mine, since the 3rd grade. He can play. He's supposed to be in the NFL. Let's see. Chris Williams, Warrior, I can't even put the belt to add. What? No, sir. No, we're not into that kink there, Mr. Williams. No, sir. We're not doing that. You guys already lost. Can we at least agree that Auburn is a premier school in the state of Alabama now? Premier at 5-7. Chris Williams is like I tell my children, whatever makes you sleep better at night, it's fine with me. Okay, another thing they need to be doing down, I'm just getting to this, DC. They need to nail down the critical players that are worth the investment. That was the next thing on my list. Find the holes in the team, fill the holes in the team. Here's the count right now. Got 23 DBs on the team. We got 10 defensive linemen. That's with the people that just left. 19 linebackers. Some people can put some muscle on and get down the line. You know how it goes. The linebacker weights go from like 220 all the way up to like 260 something. So it's really because of them bandits and stuff. They do all kind of crazy stuff. 22 offensive linemen, 8 running backs, 8 tight ends. Although I knew, I think 3 of them are leaving because 2 are seniors, and I think one guy may be transferring, Dupree, I think, or maybe all 3 of them were seniors. You got Milroe and Ty to consider. Austin Mack. What we gonna do at quarterback? Should Milroe go? I can see him going if he gets the right help. But if he wants to stay in college, please, I would suggest going somewhere where they teach you how to become a better passer. Not that you can't throw the ball, because when you go outside, I'll show you what can't throw the ball look like. Aim at a house and hit a barn. Aim at a barn and hit a train. That's this guy. 16 seniors. They're gone. Or transferring, or probably done with the eligibility. Notable juniors that are probably going to pros: Tim Keenan, probably Tim Smith, I think, is a sophomore or redshirt junior or something. Jahad Campbell, bye. Great player. Deontay Lawson, bye. His injury, no. Tyler Booker should be gone. Milroe should be gone. Jaden Roberts supposed to be gone. I know there's another, they said there's a lineman. That's who I'm missing from my list that may be gone. But we welcome top talent. Don't forget the JUCO people are still out there. People have struggled with grades where they couldn't go over to even Southern Miss to get started, And there's some people that have proved themselves at a high level in junior college. So, like I said, Steve Mboma, he's really strong. I don't know how talented he is in the SEC. He's really strong. I just, even any kind of football, you got a guy that can play defensive end, defensive tackle, then middle linebacker, just because, I don't know. And then he bigger than everybody on the field. That's kind of special. And then another thing, Coach DeBoer, got to nail down the discipline, man. And the way you start with this, I know you came in quick. People came to your door. They brought you some flowers. They brought you some Dreamland barbecue. Ain't nothing like them nowhere. I know you was in there eating and slobbing. He said, "These some good dudes right here," and they was there all the time and showed you where the bathroom is. But now that you got time, take your time to select these captains. Watch them. I mean, just take your time with your captain's time, man. Tyler Booker did pretty good, but he had some penalty issues early. I don't know if that was scheme, whatever. But the other ones, they withdrew at times. They imploded at times. And most of them withdrew. But, we saw what my boy did. He went off in the Vanderbilt game. But take your time. Maybe they look like captains, but they weren't captains. You got to look for those people who can deal with the tough times that's ahead for the team. We need captains that embrace the challenges that are ahead, not melt in them. Let's go back to the chat. Can we at least agree? Wow. What, Chris? Even he said Auburn is about to go into dynasty. Yeah, you spelled dynasty wrong. As D-I-E, nasty. Come on, man. Give me a break, man. What up, Chris? Go on a dynasty run. Everybody want to go on a dynasty run. Huh? Hey, man. How about y'all get to this 750 we at right now? Get to this 750, and we're going to try to get to what is 11 divided by 12? Can anybody put that in the chat? We're going to get to that while y'all try to get to 750. Can you do that first? Can you at least get to where the dynasty started? I don't know what Alabama, I don't know what Bear Bryant, I don't know what G Star's first year was, but I know that Saban was 7-6. Can y'all get there first? Or 6-6? There you go, 6-6. And I think they let Saban go to a bowl or something. You get to 7-6 first, man, before you start talking about dynasties. Let's not be ridiculous. If anybody's on a dynasty run right now, it's Oregon. Huh? That's what you call a dynasty. Because the way they look, they're not supposed to lose to nobody. But that's what happens when you, in essence, play nobody. Nobody. Auburn Addis in here again. Let's see what he wants. The boys making it a little easier. Okay. Did y'all win that game? Never mind. Boy, y'all lucky PhD in here. Just all right. Williams has a new ink on leg. He ain't going nowhere. Said inked. Oh, inked or scripted A. I don't know. Now I go back to Reuben Foster. Reuben Foster signed with well, he went. I don't know if he was at Auburn, and then right here he said he dedicated to his cousin, but he got the whole Auburn tattoo right there on the inside of his forearm, which he probably still wearing somewhere today. But where did he play football at? The University of Alabama. You gotta remember these young folks, they are rambunctious. Let's see, Chris Williams. I think the team chooses who the captain is. I do not care. Get them seniors in a room and tell them, like, hey, man, look at Mikey, man. Got milk coming down his face. His shoes ain't never tied. He got, I mean, that, I just know, all I'm saying is, I have never seen captains like this. All the Alabama fans, raise your hands when it got tough. You saw Milroe sitting on the bench like this. That's how I'm supposed to look, because I'm disgusted to watch the game, not my quarterback. Well, Malachi Moore self-destructed. Lawson, I think he was making play calls, so I would just say he withdrew in his play a little bit, but because I think it's a lot going on there. Jahad Campbell was free loose all over the place. Best defensive player we got, other than Q Robinson. But when they put the green dot on Jahad Campbell, about one game he was quiet, then he got a little more active by the time the Iron Bowl came along. I'm just saying, be a little more careful and selective. If it's the quarterback, cool. If it's not, I like Ty Simpson. He's a coach's kid. His dad's been coaching at UT, one of them other UTs up there for 20 years, he said. So he's always been the same place 20 years. I kind of like that. It's me. Yellow fella ain't got the money to make AU relevant. Oh, here we go. Here we go with the yellow fella talk. Here we go with the yellow fella talk. But it's me is absolutely correct. Chris Williams, let me back again. Is this Chris Williams from the New Jack City? Don't wake me, I'm dreaming. Oh. Auburn kept Alabama out of the playoffs. Didn't you listen earlier when I said when we lost to a team that's, in my opinion, a lot worse than Auburn? 24-3. That's kind of what kept us up. I didn't even hear Auburn. I didn't even hear the conversation come up about how the Iron Bowl impressed or unimpressed anybody. They kept talking about Vanderbilt and what's his name? Vanderbilt and Oklahoma. They didn't even bring up Tennessee. So I know they didn't bring up Auburn. Boy, this revisionist history is lovely. Just remember that y'all 5-7. Chris Williams. We got Hugh Freeze. He's the best in the game. Stop it. There are Auburn fans who do not agree with you. Okay, Chris Williams, I'm telling you, you're about to get cyber hacked, one of the great engineers from Auburn University. Alabama struggled against Auburn, and the committee said, okay, so anyway, those are the things the board needs to work on. And, we'll have more on that bowl game as we get closer to that day. I'll keep looking at it. Keep looking at that bowl game. Got to go break down Michigan a little bit, see what they're working with. Try to compare and see what Ohio State didn't do, and they were not able to stop them, and they really couldn't score like they wanted to. But I'm going to break that down over the next couple weeks. And I'm going to look at some other things, too. We're going to keep doing Porter talk, looking at recruits, still waiting on his 5-star recruits, which is not looking good. Ty Haygood is a 5-star tackle. He hard committed to Alabama a while back, but it just ain't looking good because I think Texas going to the SEC championship, pick to win, then them losing, and then money starts flying around. Next thing you know, you got a 50-gallon drum of oil sitting in front of your house, and it's free, and it just put it in your car. You got no problem. What car? That car right there we put on. There's a lot of stuff going on out there. So the fact that he didn't sign on signing day after waiting for so long, it ain't looking good. But I will be here every Monday at 7:30. just to share what I know, unless there's like a holiday or something. But you know, I may have to start doing a couple live watches when it comes to like basketball or something. It's me got a comment. Hottest seat in football, Hugh Freeze. You ain't lying. You ain't never lying. With the money they spending over there, the millions and millions of dollars they spend on players, and you can't even break 500? Boy, those players leaving Bama saw the recruiting class and ran. Somebody was saying it is time. I mean, even Nick Saban, every coach, you got a time when you let certain people go. I noticed these guys were younger, and maybe he didn't like with their work ethic or something. And sometimes you just tell people, yeah, you can go and drop in the partner. Maybe it's something you don't like the cut of that young man's jib, and you make changes. People got to put their own touches on the team. But I'm telling Kalen DeBoer, if your touch comes with cologne and baby powder, you're in the wrong conference, man, for all that. You got to come in here with some barbed wire wrapped around your fist going to practice and a baseball bat in the other hand. Figuratively, not literally. Toughen them guys up, man. I don't know if we run some drills, we go out and tackle the bus. That's one of my favorite drills I like to see people do. You go to the bus is rolling, not real fast, like 3 miles an hour, and you just go tackle the bus. And say, Coach, it won't go down. That's the guy you let go. You want the guy to say, I'm going to hit this bus till it flip over. That's the guy you want to start on Saturday. Trust me, Coach, I know what I'm talking about. But anyway, may do some basketball stuff coming up here pretty soon, because it's about that time. We got nothing but time on our hands now that we didn't make the playoffs, folks. But should be fun. Basketball team doing good. The ladies are doing well at Alabama as well. But that's just about all I have for this week. Remember to join us here every Monday at 7:30. Wednesday, we drop Iron Bowl debates on Wednesday at 6. We may have one on, usually have one on Friday morning as well. I don't know how we're going to do that now that the season has cooled down. But both teams are picking up in basketball, and the Auburn Tigers are just jumping at the bit to lose to Alabama twice at basketball as well. Should I say 4 times as well? Yeah. Y'all got a girls team too. Yeah, we're going to thump on their head too. We're going to thump on it. But, before you go, please, poke that like button right in the eye. Please, before you go. Just poke it. Just right in the eye. Just poke that like button. And please remember to keep joining us. Click on the bell to get your notifications. So when I drop a video or go live, you won't miss a thing. And with that, we'll see you next time here on Around the Herd. Tell your friends all about us. And always remember, you know how I like to end that show. Roll Tide.